Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the developer's notice for the Assassin's Creed collaboration. They just released 5 of the unit skills that we can take a look at today, along with some extra content that we're going to go through. So far I do like the unit's designs. I have been a big fan of Assassin's Creed, so this will be interesting. I think I'll like it a lot more than, say the cookies. Now, one thing that's interesting about this set of monsters, they say up here, there isn't just 4-star and 5-star families for this. Com2us says it's because each game has their own protagonist. They wanted it to vary. We're going to be getting different 4 and 5-star monsters for each of the families, which does make me wonder. In previous collaborations, we've had the Fire Ken and the Wind Cookie, and those are like the standalone 5-star of that element. I was really hoping we would get a water something from the Assassins collaboration, similar to those two. I'm not sure if they have done that this time around, which does feel bad for me if that's the case. So first we have the Light Assassin. So their first skill, they attack the enemy to inflict damage that ignores all damage reduction effects. And then their second skill, they grant a threat state on the ally target, and then enemies excluding the boss can only attack the target under threat state, and it's a 2-turn threat state. And if I remember right, threat state reduces the damage that the unit receives by, I think is it like 15% damage reduction? Someone fact check me on that in the comments. I think it's like a 15% damage reduction for threat state, but this unit works well with threat state because of their third skill here. They attack the enemy with a hidden assassination blade, and if you don't get attacked during the turn of the enemy, the damage of hidden blade increases by 25% each up to 100%, and then the increased damage will reset whenever you use the skill. So this, I want to say, is kind of similar to the Water Poison Master. The Water Poison Master's passive lets him get 100% increased damage when he is not attacked before his turn. So this is kind of weaker version of it, honestly. It does have threat state, so it should be easier to get that to activate compared to the Water Poison Master. So it does make me wonder if this is the family, what other kind of skills we'll be looking at. The second skill is probably going to be going on a couple more of them, putting on threat state. So I wonder if the other units from this family are going to revolve around not being attacked, kind of the way this light one's working. And I wouldn't mind having a water unit that can actually use threat state. Threat state's kind of interesting. There's some water units I really would like to have threat state on. And then we have Ezio. Did I say that right? It's going to be the fire one of this family. They attack the enemy to inflict damage that ignores all damage reduction effects. Oh, you know what? I just realized I think the light unit is probably going to be the equivalent to the Fire Ken or Wind Cookie. Okay, so instead of giving me a water one, they skip straight to light units. Okay, that kind of feels bad. Oh well. So then the second skill is, so it's going to be the threat state and second skill, this Nimble Assault. So they have the same first skill, ignores all damage reduction effects, and then he attacks the enemy 2 times to decrease defense with an 80% chance, and its attack bar by 50% with a 30% chance. So it looks like the units from that family are either going to get Nimble Assault or Distraction, probably. And then we have his passive here that inflicts damage that ignores defense in proportion to the enemy's lost HP by at least 30% up to 100% when you attack on your turn. So that can be interesting. I mean, ignore defense is always fun and strong on units, depending on how well their scaling and ratios go. So I'll have to wait and see how good that's going to be. But he can potentially do ignore defense that ignores damage reduction effects. Now we have Bayek, the dark 5-star of his family. So they attack the enemy to disturb its HP recovery for 2 turns with a 70% chance. So heal block on skill 1. Their second skill attacks the enemy 2 times to remove 1 beneficial effect and silence for 2 turns with a 75% chance respectively. The damage increases according to your max HP. So I wonder if this is going to be an HP type unit. I was kind of expecting the assassins to be all attack type, but it would make sense. And then the passive here, an eagle attacks a random enemy to stun the target for 1 turn when you attack on your turn. They're probably going to be a stun bot, aren't they? 1v1 situation with this unit is going to be dreadful. We're just going to get perma-stunned. Okay, and then we have Cassandra. I'm actually really excited for this unit. It is a 4-star of the family. However, first skill attacks attacks the enemy to decrease the attack bar by 30% with a 50% chance. Second skill decreases the defense of all enemies for 2 turns with a 60% chance. It doesn't say attack the enemy. I don't know if this skill is going to do damage or not. I feel like if it doesn't do damage, it's kind of lackluster if it's just a defense break with a 60% chance. Probably will do damage, but we'll have to see. But what's really exciting about this unit is the third skill, Fire Strike. It attacks the enemy 3 times to leave a branding effect for 3 turns each, and additionally the attack will always land as a critical hit, and it deals 100% increased damage if the target's attribute is wind. So this is a water unit that has guaranteed crits on its third skill against wind units, and it does increased damage if they're wind. And it's a 4-star, so I can build many of these. I can see this being really great against the wind rift. She has branding, guaranteed crit, increased damage against wind. We do want to look at the wording of it. So it says additionally the attack will always land as a critical hit, and it deals 100% damage against wind. So I'm hoping that the third skill is always going to be a guaranteed crit against any element, and then it just does extra damage to wind units. That'll be really nice if that's the case, because that allows us to build this unit without any crit rate, and then we can just focus on really high crit damage, and we can work in accuracy, because I think she's going to want a lot of accuracy with the defense break on second skill and branding on third. So here's hoping. I'm actually really interested to see how this unit's going to be. It is going to depend on how well her ratios are for S3. I hope they haven't made it really low because it's a guaranteed crit. Things that have like 100% increased damage are always pretty exciting. So this is going to be really nice for assassinating wind units for me. So I'm really interested to see how it goes, what her base stats are going to be like. Base speed's going to be very important, but we'll have to wait and see. And then last we have Eivor, the wind one of the family. It is a 4-star unit, so it attacks the enemy 2 times to decrease the enemy's defense for 2 turns with a 20% chance, which is interesting. It's a multi-hit first skill for more defense break. The second skill attacks the enemy 3 times to inflict continuous damage for 2 turns with a 50% chance, and then their third skill attacks the enemy 3 times to inflict continuous damage for 1 turn each, and attacks the enemy once more to explode continuous damage granted on the target to additionally deal the corresponding damage. So it's a single target, detonate all the continuous damage dots. I wonder how effective that's going to be. It is going to be nice having another unit in the game that can detonate dots. Unfortunately, no water unit can detonate dots yet, but one day. Okay, and the last thing we want to go over, they added a event dungeon. So this is what it's going to look like on our map here, and I think this is what it's going to be like going in. I've seen the concept done in other games before. It's going to be us going through waves. After winning each round, we'll be able to pick relics. So relics like these that give us increases for the waves after that, so we'll be able to get stronger as we go. They're also going to let us pick some units to take in, which we cannot change the runes or artifacts for. They're already going to be pre-runed. I'm hoping, looking at this, we only have 4 options, so if they don't let me pick a water unit, like there's 5 elements, if I don't get to pick the water one, that's going to be really sad. Not that it's required, you're not required to take them in, but I do want to try one. And there's also a boss monster, so this is going to be at the very end if we can make it through. So these are also the special tiles here. The first one are monsters from Summoner's War appear in 3 waves. The second one are elites, so there's more powerful monsters. Third stage is where you can actually revive a monster. If a unit of yours dies, I think you're unable to use it for the week until it resets. So definitely be careful about that. Last one is the final boss of the stage appears. So we're going to see how this goes. I am going to be taking this, head on with water units. So we're going to see how well this goes. There's also the 3 stages, kind of the same with Labyrinth, same level of difficulty. And we're going to hope it goes well. If I can complete it on Hell, we can probably expect a video on it. And this is showing us some of the different effects that you can loot after each stage. So like attack power increase HP, decrease mech skill cooldown, etc. They say there's up to 77 effects like this. There's a lot to choose from here. Then going back to the boss monster skill. So apparently there's 3 different attributes for this boss monster, and I think the skills change according to the attributes. So this is the wind one. So it will attack the enemy to inflict damage that ignores defense, and after using that attack, they take a defensive stance. They also have attacks all enemies to decrease defense, and then raises the sword to take an offensive stance, which are their 2 passives down here. Offensive stance increases your attack power by 100%, and upon defeating an enemy increases the power of relic, and the defensive stance increases your defense by 100% if the damage you received from an enemy is 5% or lower of your max HP, increase the power relic. And the power relic attacks all enemies to inflict damage that ignores all damage reduction effects at 10 stacks, and then it'll reset the stacks. So it's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to see how it goes. These are also going to be the rewards we get for beating it each week. It looks like the collab's going to be going on for, wow, 9 weeks. It's going to be quite a while. And this is the Assassin headquarters. It looks like they'll be giving us a couple missions to complete as we go through for rewards if we see down here. And there is like a new codex currency or something while this collab's going on. I'm not really sure what we can exchange them for, but hopefully it'll be something good. And that should pretty much be it. We have a new Assassin's Creed scroll, which lets you get the collab units, and I think they're going to be switching out TOA like they do with the other collabs. So we'll be able to at least get one. But all right, I think that is going to be it for this video. Do let me know what you guys think about the skills that we saw in the comments down below. Which Assassin's Creed units are you really excited for? I really want to see this 4-star water one. I'm definitely, if I can summon one, I'm going to try. I'm saving up my scrolls now, so we're going to hope to get some new units to play with and make some videos on, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it'll go well. So, you know, wish me luck in my summoning. We have about a week until the collaboration starts, so we can expect some videos on that after. That is going to be it for today's video. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you all in the next one. All right, bye-bye, everybody.